What is up, besties, and welcome back to my channel. By now you know what the video is, and by now if this is up, that means we got some tea. So basically this is me just trying to see where my energy's at, to be honest with y'all, to see if the brain fog's gone or if I can channel without getting sick. Sorry if that's overshare, but just trying to see if I have the energy to do this. So I want to take a look at this whole, I have a feeling, I have a bias towards it, so I guess I should say it now, and then I'll tell you if it's wrong, because I promise I'll let you know. But people really believe about the shaming thing, and my issue with it is that some men like to wear dresses. Some men are really, you know, comfortable in their sexuality, and they'll do weird shit because they want to, and that's okay. So I want to know if there's any validity to this, let's embarrass you as like a ritual into the club. And if it's not true, then maybe we'll find out what the real getting involved in the club is. So all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Thank everybody that sits through the ads. Ooh, that feels important. Hold on. Thank you to everybody that sits through the ads. 30 seconds of ads, free, no easy way to support my page. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and thekarmicdf.com for private readings. If you've already booked with me, just please give me a little bit more time. The brain fog is real, and you want a good reading, not a rushed reading. I will email you ahead of time to let you know when you're up, and if we need to adjust anything, feel free. So, all right, Spirit Team, this shaming ritual to get into the club. What is it really? Is it the clothes thing? All legend for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into it. Okay. The Tower in reverse. Okay, so a restructuring. Justice card. Knight of Wands. Okay. Four of Cups. I think this deck is in my description box, but if it's not, just someone let me know and I'll add it to it, because I forgot until this very moment. The High Priestess in reverse. Okay. And Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay. All right, Spirit. The Tower in reverse, Justice, Knight of Wands. So there is some truth to this, but I don't think it's the clothes. I'm not buying the humiliation ritual. It's not, okay, so here's part of the problem with this. They're not humiliated. Now, I felt that. I think it's more of a taking orders, because look at how this person is talking to a leader, right? And then in the second picture, it's almost like it's that same person's going back with the information, and it's like the leader of the pack. Think about the lion, right? It's the leader of the pack. So it's kind of giving me like taking orders. Yes, sir. This gives me more of a, I'll do whatever you say I do. I'm the puppet. So, you know what it's drawing me to is how people went nuts because Sam Smith did a video, and it was, I think the song's Unholy, because I'm closing my eyes and trying to channel, where it's like, he did all this devilish shit. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think a lot of it is more for scare factor and theatrics than it actually is. Like, there are some people up there that do like symbology and shit. But for most of the part, I keep hearing the word distraction, distraction, distraction. And it's giving me like, look over here, don't look over there. So, and I'm being drawn to the 3-letter alphabet, people. Listen, all legend for entertainment purposes, only 0 facts here. Yeah, I'm being drawn to my fool's gold. It's giving me like, we're going to throw out something into the news to make you look this way so you don't look that way. So for instance, we're going to tell you that we're going to slip through the news or through conspiracy theorists that are a little bit more gullible that that men wearing a dress means that they're in the club. But in reality, what you're missing is it's way deeper than that. They get to call the shots on every part of their life. It's not just the dress. It's just more like, we have control over you. So that's what we're going to do. If we want to put you in a dress, we're going to put you in a dress. It doesn't feel very, you're in the club now. It's more like you're already in the club. There's no humiliation because it's like, we just make you do whatever you want. I feel like I'm going to be honest with you because I keep being drawn back to Diddy. I think it's more of a you get forced into the club. Yeah, the brain fog's real in this one. Hold on. I'm going to channel instead of letting my brain talk. It's like they already have shit on the people that's really in the club. Because I keep being drawn to how Diddy got caught with all the tapes. They have bigger, yeah, I'm hearing bigger fish to fry. They got bigger things than making a man wear a dress or doing some form of a humiliation ritual. You know what it's giving me is like, you know how you add sprinkles to ice cream? So it's like the ice cream's still solid within itself, but sprinkles adds a bit of touch. It's kind of giving me like it adds a bit of touch so that in the event that someone was outed, we can call them out. And it's giving me narcissist, right? Like, I'm going to make you do things you wouldn't normally do so that way when you inevitably go crazy from what's really going on, we could be like, look at the signs, look at it. I mean, he wore a dress, right? He painted his nails. His personality was all over the place. Like, obviously you can't trust them. So I don't think it's a humiliation ritual. I think it's making you act outside of yourself. I'm getting orders from somebody and I'm going to do it. And it's not something I'd normally do so that in the event that you cross me, I can oust you with that 4 of Cups in reverse because you weren't listening to your intuition. So we remove you from the fucked up family, 10 of Cups in reverse. Because we all have to look the same. We're all in this little party together. So I don't necessarily believe that there's a humiliation ritual. I think it's a compounding over time of a personality that's not theirs to help solidify that they were in the club. Does that make sense? So like, for instance, right now everybody's going back and they're drudging up old shit of like really awkward interviews of Diddy, right? Where like they bring up stuff and he's just very uncomfortable. People are reading his behavior now. Or Spirit, give me another example of someone who's been caught, but like they can... I need a person. I know this is a bad example because I don't think he's someone that did anything bad, but I'm being drawn to Orlando Brown about how now they're like calling him crazy and all that shit. And it's like, well, yeah, of course he's crazy. Look what they probably put him through. So it's like they force you to ignore your own intuition with the High Priestess in reverse. They force you to do things you wouldn't usually do so that in the event that you turn, we can restructure you with the Tower card and be like, oh, well, that wasn't really... I mean, look at that. It's just giving me very narcissistic, gaslighty type shit. Like, of course they were evil. Look at what they did back in 1997. But little did you know, they got the orders from the big bad to do that back in 1997. So I don't think it's like you put on a dress and you're in the club. It's just they force you to be less and less of yourself. So that in the event that you flip, because some people can't take what's going on in the weirdo club, in the event that you flip, they have all this evidence to fit their narrative that you're a bad guy. It's giving fail-safe. It's giving, in the event of the takedown, let's make sure we take you down. Because you know what I'm being drawn to? And listen, y'all can argue all you want. I feel that P. Diddy is just one of another fall guy. Because I'm seeing like Jeffrey Epps in my mind and I'm seeing Diddy. But it's like, who's the puppeteer behind all these people that this got away for so long? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's more like... we have you do a shit ton of stuff that's outside of who you are so that in the event that you flip on us, we have all of this proof that you're unhinged. It's so much like when a narcissist finally gets caught and it's like, but look at their behavior. They were erratic. They were this, they were that. It's more about that than a humiliation. Now you're in the club. It's more of a compounding over time of things you wouldn't normally do. So that it's giving contingency plan. That's the vibe. Death card in reverse. This is almost like when all else fails. I don't feel so much of a, what is this? 6 of Cups. Okay. Yeah, the past. This is like we do death threats first. We find a woman for, they try everything else before it results in like outing. So it's like, we'll hook you up with someone. It's a fake relationship. So it's like it's a fail-safe. You join the club, you sign the paperwork, and then it's like, all right, well, we're going to put you in a relationship, but it's like theatrics. Think of what's his face and what's her face? Like J-Lo and Ben Affleck. There was obviously no fucking love there. That had to be a PR stunt. I did the reading on it. It's giving that. So it's like they get so much dirt on you throughout the years that a man wearing a dress on TV just really ain't that deep. If anything, it's like I would argue that maybe, if anything else, because I'm being drawn to the dress on here, it just stands to their character of maybe being more gay. So, and again, nothing wrong with that. I'm in the umbrella. But it's giving me like, in the event that you flip, like let's say, all right, let's say Usher, for instance. Let's say Usher woke up one day and decided to choose the light, right? And he decided to call out Diddy. And let's say Diddy wasn't arrested. Diddy, whoever is pulling the strings above Diddy, they'd probably be like, well, look at his character. I mean, he used to, I don't know if he ever wore a dress, but let's go humiliation ritual, right? Well, look at his character. He used to wear dresses. He's obviously feminine, so he's obviously gay. So if he's gay, then he's obviously going to sleep with men, which means he's capable of sleeping with young men. That's the vibe. It's like building up a character of you that you aren't, so that in the event that you rat, as my voice is starting to go, in the event that you rat, we already have so much of a contingency plan on you. It's a narcissist with like very strong manipulation. I want to know who's like on top of all of this, because this is crazy. Because it's like, well, the higher up you are, it's like we'll hook you up with a fake relationship, because remember the freak offs, it's like everybody was involved in that. So it's like we'll put you up with somebody, but 9 times out of 10, it's like whoever the partner is either a handler or they're already initiated, because look at how that's already sparked up. So it's like whoever we hook you up with is either a handler or they're already someone that's been, you know, forced to settle for what's going on. And then the Death card reverse gives me like, if all else fails. Because being next to the 6 of Cups reverse is remind me of like, learn your lessons from the past. So it's like, we'll kill you. That's kind of, it's giving Jeffrey up. You know what I mean? Didn't kill him. You know what I mean? That's kind of the vibe. So it's, I don't believe that putting on a dress gets you into this club. I think those parties and having a contingency plan on these people and having dirt on these people, I think it's just more of we can gaslight you. Because I keep being drawn to like Sam Smith. Like he used to be, or they, I guess he's a they now. I'm sorry. I listened to them when they were a he, so it's confusing for me. But it's almost like they kind of change who you are. I feel like Sam Smith is not. If you guys want me to do a reading on Sam Smith, let me know, because I'm very curious about what happened there. But it's almost like they change who you are from the inside out. And so that way, you know, if anything goes wrong, like Sam Smith, great example, right? Like let's say Sam Smith tomorrow went, they forced me to do the devil shit and they forced me and blah, blah, blah. The people that he's talking about could counter like, okay, well, he went nuts. Like, or they went nuts. They were on drugs. They were he first, right? It's giving very gaslighty. It's not giving ritual. It just isn't. It's giving, let me make sure I have a lot of shit on you in the event that you, yeah, I'm hearing the song, Why Have You Forsaken Me? Knight of Cups in the reverse. Okay. The World card. Yeah, it's like you have to detach from your heart space in order to get ahead in this shit show. Are we shocked? So with Knight of Cups in the reverse, it's like we deplete you of your empathy. The World card, we throw you on stage as the version of you that we want. And then Page of Cups reverse, you've detached from your inner child. So it's almost like they get you to be a shell of yourself, and you're a yes man. That's what I'm seeing. The movie, oh my God, Jim Carrey. Wow, it's literally called Yes Man. The brain fog is real. I'm so sorry, y'all. To those waiting on a private reading, this is exactly why I put it on pause. My brain's not working, but the channeling's working. So it's almost like, yeah, it's like if you want to step on the stage, if you want to win, if you want to be seen, yeah, I'm hearing the song, if you are what you say you are, then have no fear. But it's like you have to cut off from who you are. Because look at how, oh, I love this. Look at how on this Page of Cups, it's a child that's like playing, oh my God, I love how they tell me what deck to pick. He's playing music. He's on a piano. And think about it, right? Your inner child, it's an innocence. You love the music. You love what you're creating, but it's in the reverse, right? So it's like you detach from that inner child, the whole reason you were drawn to it in the first place. Like Sam Smith, right? You love music, but we're going to detach you from your inner child and detach you from the parts of it that you love, and we're going to create a version of you that's not you. This is reminding me so much of Sam Smith that I feel the need to almost bring him up specifically, them, I guess. Because look at the red, right? Like, Sam Smith just changed overnight. I think it's more of a getting you to be something that you're not, so that I think that's more of the ritual. I wouldn't say it's a ritual. I would say it's kind of a indoctrination of learning how not to be yourself. The less and less, the more you become a yes man and the more you become less of yourself, the more you lose yourself. But then it's also like a fail safe in the event that you decide to flip on them. That's what it is. It's not, it doesn't feel like a humiliation ritual. It feels like a contingency plan. Three of Swords, heartbreak. Yeah, it's like they break you from who you originally wanted to be. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, it's like, because see, now I'm getting a story. It's like you got the world stage, but then you realize you're not happy anymore. Your heart's broken. But then Two of Pentacles, you realize that you had a bad business deal. And King of Swords, because the people that move, they're thinking strategically. So what I say, humiliation rituals are real? No. But you're on to something. I'm going to be real with y'all. I keep seeing it. I feel like whoever this weird underground blacklist like Gov is, I feel like they're the ones feeding this conspiracy shit that's not true. Because think about it, right? I'm being drawn to Alex Jones and how he predicted one thing wrong and got canceled. It's giving me that. It's like, well, if the conspiracy theorists get one thing wrong, then they can't be trusted. These people are really fucking smart. They're smart. So don't take everything at face value. Think logically. Like, I think there's plenty of people you know in your real life where if a guy was dared, he'd wear a dress. There's no ritual about it. It's like, hold my beer. You know what I mean? There's some men that are just comfortable in their sexuality. But I do think that they're trying to establish fake characters in the event that they flip. So this is why, because they're showing me like how J-Lo's so cold and how Blake Lively's so cold and how Taylor is so like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like, unhinged. She kind of gives me a little bit of borderline, to be honest with you. But I'm not a medical professional. I'm just, you know. But it's almost like they fracture your mental, and they know they're doing that. So it's like we control your, what's the word, spirit? Creative juices. We create it for you. You're no longer in control of what you originally wanted to create with this Page of Cups, and this little boy was like creating his own music. It's reminding me of that J-Lo movie where she ends up dating a father who's actually really talented, and she wakes up to it and she's like, oh my God, I needed to be around this because of how stifling the industry is. Like, that's the vibe here. It's like the industry stifles your growth and it creates a character that you don't really align with. Look at how on this Three of Swords, that guy's all alone and all the storms around him, and it's almost giving me this vibe of like, what have I done? You know what I mean? So I don't think there's a humiliation ritual. I think there is a long-term game of changing the character of you. I think this is kind of why Jim Carrey went off on that tangent of there is no me, and it's I'm just a character that's carefully I think he was trying to show that Jim Carrey hasn't been Jim Carrey in a while, whether because he's in the club or because in order to be in this industry, you kind of have to, I'm seeing the card fragmentation in my mind's eye. It's like you kind of have to be who you're not. Page of Wands in reverse, saying one thing, doing another. My passion's not going where I want it to. The Magician, I'm creating something. Look at how this kind of looks like Harry Potter. It's like I'm creating a character. I'm telling you. I don't think humiliation rituals are a thing. I'm sorry. I think it's more of a long game than a short one. I think they get in the club by going to parties. They get in the club by shaking hands and fucking friends. Sorry. It's almost like they get stuck. Because this is kind of reminding me of one of these sci-fi shows I watched recently. It's called Legacies on Netflix. It's really good if you're into that stuff. But in the show, it's like it gets sucked into the tree and then it disappears forever, the person. It's all woo-woo stuff in that show. But it's kind of giving me like, when you get signed, what you planned on doing, you're gone. Like, the idea of who you start. Like, think about I don't love to. Please continue to send prayers for Justin Bieber. Now that Sloan Bella dropped a video, hopefully more people are going to mention it, but I've been seeing it for a while. I'm very worried that Justin may unalive himself. I hate that word so much. I hate it. I hate it. I don't consent to that word, but I don't want to get canceled either or demonetized. But anyway, remember how when Justin came in, we saw all those videos, right? He was so doe-eyed and hopeful and happy. And then look at him now. He's a shell of himself. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like the industry creates a version of you before you've even figured out who you are. That's probably why every time I see Beyonce, she shows up as 16. So when I have the energy, I'll do the reading, but I want to give it justice. They change you. They change who you are. It's like once you sign on that dotted line, you have to wear these clothes, do these things. So is it a humiliation ritual? No. But I guess you could kind of counter argue, would they wear the dress? Because I feel like, you know what I'm hearing is simple plan, I'd do anything. So it's kind of giving me that vibe. It's like, I'll do anything to be famous. Yeah, I want to be famous. I want to, whatever that song is. So guys, this just doesn't pass the vibe check for me. This feels more like a long game. Six of Pentacles is like faulty contracts that I wish I didn't sign. Because you're now stunting my growth. It's all an illusion. I thought that I'd be able to speak my truth and be passionate with my career, but you stunted my growth and you've ostracized me from who I really am. And it's like, notice how in this Magician, it's like they're curating something. So it's like, okay, we're going to curate a version of you that works for us. But it's almost like there's going to be little tidbits in there. So in the event that you flip, we have dirt on you. That's more the vibe. It's not a ritual and then you're in. It's not giving me like going to college and doing that thing and then boom, you're in. It's more like a slow, I'm seeing like water trickling. It's like slow burn. Like first you're introduced to a couple of friends and then it's like they test your moral compass until it's too far gone and they have a tape on you. Because I'm being drawn to how Jaguar Wright said that someone SA'd her, but they were forced to, and then the next day they gave her the tape and then they were ostracized. Like it's kind of giving me that vibe. It's like they force you into shit you don't want to do, but then they make up shit like humiliation ritual so that we chase that while we're not focused on what's really going on, which is their long game. Yeah, it's like we were... Okay, so in this deck, there's 2 extra cards, and the Phoenix is about birthing into something new. So if we're talking about a faulty business contract and now you're birthing into something new, it's like the moment you sign that deal, you're no longer who you were. Whether literally, sometimes, we can get into that in another video. But yeah, it's like, in order to join, I don't think it's a club. It's more like you sign on the... Remember, it just feels like everybody's sleeping and everybody's in the industry with everybody, Big Farm, with Hollyweird, with the news industries, with... It's all intertwined. It's very fucking weird and wrong. But there's something here about faulty business deals making you become something else that you weren't ever going to be. Like, didn't Doja Cat flip out because it was like... Am I getting my people wrong? Wasn't she upset that, like, everybody was on her case because, like, she wasn't even writing music that she liked or something? And then there's, like, Tinashe, who dropped an album after she quit a big label because she was limited and stunted by her growth. It's more that. Yeah, 5 of Cups in reverse. It's like, you're going to have to let go. Oh! Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm being drawn to, what I'm seeing is like, you know how they have that pyramid? This is going to look really bad. I'm not meaning to make the symbol, guys. Chill out. But you know how they have the food pyramid? And it's like, they have layers. It's like, I'm going to be honest because I'm getting it, so I can't ignore it. There is like a certain tier here where a family member has to go. If you know, you know. Because think about it, right? Like, why are so many celebrities right after they're famous being like R.I.P. to their mom or R.I.P. to their family? And isn't there a couple celebrities that have went nuts and said they made me kill my mom or they made me kill my lover or something like that? Because I'm getting something about that here. So there is part of when you're on the higher tiers, you got to have some bodies in your, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm being drawn to Diddy, Jay-Z, R. Kelly. It's giving that vibe. So... if you know, you know. I'm going to leave that one where that is. Yeah, temperance. It's like in order to start over, we have to have dirt on you. So it ain't about a humiliation ritual because honestly, why would we cancel a man for wearing a dress? They know that. They throw it into the conspiracy news so that we follow that so that we don't look at the very well choreographed mob that they have right now. That's the vibe. It's like we birth anew. Look at temperance and phoenix. We create a version of you that doesn't really exist. And we make sure that we got shit on you. It starts small, but it's like, you know how like I don't fuck with snow, so this one's hard for me. The brain fog's real. Sorry, bear with me. Spirit, help. You know how like a ball goes down a hill and it gains momentum and it's got more and more on it as it goes because it's like collecting like sediment and stuff like that. That's kind of the vibe here. It's like, it's not one ritual and then boom, you're in the club. It's like, it's a lot of shit we get on you. First, we get you in the parties. Then it's like, do you want to date this person just for fame? Here's the contract. Then it's like, by the way, that person's a handler. Corey Gamble. You know what I mean? Not to say that Chris isn't just as equally evil, but that's kind of the vibe. It's like there's tiers here. It's like, okay, well, you take a relationship that you don't actually want to be in. Great, check that off the box. You're even a little bit further on that little thing. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do you know what I'm saying? But it's that. It's like there are levels. And we've been going over this, right? There's some people that are at the party, but they're not in the party rooms. You know what I'm saying? But then there's some people where it's like, okay, I'll take on the fake relationship. And it's like, cool. Now we start to push your moral compass. Now it's like, all right, you want to sing? Well, you can't write your own music. You have to write our music. Will you do it? Okay, now we're moving your moral compass even more. So it's not about clothes. It's about long game. This is why these people never leave, because they're too far in. This is why they get Stockholm. Think Kim Porterson. Or Kim, am I saying that right? The brain fog is so bad. Wheel of Fortune. It's like you don't realize that you're caught in a bad deal. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, bad business deal. Wheel of Fortune reverse. Three of Pentacles reverse. When you start over, you now realize you made a bad choice. It's not a humiliation ritual. It's a long game. We put body bags. You know what I mean? This gives me like... Like, for instance, Corey Gamble being on the scene of Kim Porter's death. Hello. You know what I mean? It's like we have so much dirt on you. Why on earth would a dress be what takes you down? This is why everybody's falling down right now. I don't buy the humiliation ritual. I think that one of the 3-letter alphabets threw that into the conspiracy theories so that we would fall victim to it so that we didn't see how this actually works. It's long game. It's a long game. Will you date someone you don't love? Will you write music that you don't want to write? Will you hang out with these people knowing how awful they are? Do you want to go to this freak party? Will you drink this drink that you have no idea what's inside of it? Oh, now we got a tape on you. Now you're going to have to listen to whatever we want. It's like they're showing me like hunters putting a bear trap down. You have no idea when that bear is going to come because it's the long game, right? That's what this really is. They're lying to you. The humiliation ritual thing is if anything, maybe they're already gone. So I guess that could be something. Because, I keep being drawn to what's-his-face wearing a dress on SNL. What's his name? Oh, my God. This is what the brain fog really does, bro. John Cena, that's it. The You Can't See Me dude wearing a dress. I don't think that could be really the only thing to give it up. It's not just the shaming shit. It's part of it. Like, I'm being drawn to the roasting things that they do. That's true. Like, because I'm being drawn to Bob Saget. You know how Bob Saget is so very clearly there. Come on, let's be honest. Have they canceled him yet? They should. But I'm being drawn to him. I think that it's just one of those things where they play the line. Because it's like, if all else fails, we'll get you anyway. We already have so much dirt. So it's almost like we keep putting little tidbits into the public so that in the event, contingency plan, fail safe, in the event that you go down, we can go, oh, not us, but look at them. You know what I mean? Like if tomorrow they took down Bob Saget, they could be like, well, look, they were roasting him about liking children on the roast. See? So it's very narcissistic gaslighty. It's not humiliation ritual. It's long game. All right, I'm running out of energy. What's the back deck? Two of Swords reverse, the Fool, and the Star reverse. It's like what you're not seeing is the business deal that they had to make in the background. Because think, again, look at Wolf is like leader of the pack, right? And then Two of Swords kind of gives me like something you can't come back from. Because if the Two of Swords were upright, then it's like a disconnect, right? But it's in the reverse. So it's like I should have disconnected, but I didn't. And now, oh, fuck, look what I did for fame. The Star card in reverse. And I love how in these cards, it's like very potion-y and stuff. So it's kind of reminding me again of like what I can get you to do. Will you date someone without loving them? Will you put on a show for me? Will you let me roast you about liking children, knowing damn well that you like children? Like, that's kind of the vibe here. Yeah, Five of Wands, conflict. The Hermit, what you're not seeing. Four of Wands is what's fucked up in the home life. They have a very intricate plan. It's like a fail-safe after a fail. This is why all this shit's taking so long. This is why when the Jeffrey Epps thing went down, and then we just stopped hearing about it, is because there's so many players in the background. Why didn't Oprah get canceled when she's buddy-buddy with Harvey Weinstein? Do you see what I'm saying? Long game. They don't give a fuck about humiliation rituals. It's like once you're... I mean, if anything, maybe that'll show you who's already in the club. But when I tell you that it's more about developing your character so that in the event you flip, your character looks bad. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Spirit, give me another person that could... Okay, let's say they went after Kevin Hart next, right? They would be like, of course it was Kevin Hart. See, he was hanging out with P. Diddy and he made that joke. So obviously he knew. See? So it's giving that. It's not so much you're in a dress. It was a ritual. No, it's more like we put you in problematic positions and situations so that you're Stockholmed into being in our club. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. And then look at that. King of Cups. Diddy. What about him? Six of Wands. This is how our success is created. Eight of Swords. We trap you. Remember again how I was talking about that show I watched where it's like they suck you into the tree and then you become it? That's the vibe. It's like you become one of us. We suck you in. And you feel like you're trapped. Eight of Swords. So there's some people that are in this club that don't even want to be in the club, but they're too terrified because it's giving me Jeffrey Epps didn't. You know what I mean? So I'm going to leave it here, besties, because I don't have the energy. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any more readings this week. But I just wanted to do something to see how I was doing. Yeah, the Tower card is all about restructuring. So considering that this was the first card that came out, it's like the moment you sign on the dotted line, you become a character, not a person. So if you're in love with, not in love with, but if you're like, since Diddy already went down, for instance, if you loved Diddy, you loved the carefully curated version of him. I mean, think about it, right? He was on all those shows. He played the character of this boy that was, you know, passionate for women. But in reality, I think he's gay. I don't even think he's bi. I think he's a type at this point where it's like a hole's a hole, to be honest, because he's evil. But it's just more long game. It's not ritualistic. I'm not saying that they never do rituals. I'm saying you being in a dress does not get you into the club. It's slowly pushing your moral compass until we know we've got you. And then it's like, fuck it, go do what you want to do. And then you've already signed on a dotted line. So we want you to do weird shit so that in the event you flip, we get you. So I'm going to leave it here, besties, because the brain fog's bad. My head hurts. I probably shouldn't have read, but I really wanted to. So if you guys enjoyed this, let me know in the comments section down below. Let me know what you guys want for future readings when I get this brain fog to chill out, and I'll come back. And again, to anyone waiting on their readings, you don't want me to have brain fog when I'm doing your reading, so please bear with me. We will be in touch, I promise. And to those that want to book a reading, if you're seeing this in the future, just go to my website. But right now, I am not taking any new clients. So you can email me with the headline waiting list, and I will throw you in my waiting list. But if you're seeing this in the future, check my website first, please. But I'm going to leave it here, besties. I hope that this was helpful. Please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed it as we follow this P. Diddy case, and whoever else goes down, we're going to look into it. And whoever doesn't go down, sure. Not that I'm bitter about it. I need to look at him specifically and see if he's going to get anything. I feel like he's going to get immunity. I can't shake it. I feel like they have... I feel like he's going to get immunity because every time I tap in his energy, I feel immunity. I feel like he already flipped on Diddy, and they have empathy because it's like there's definitely tapes of Usher as a child being, you know, because I could see it in my mind's eye. But it's like, I almost wonder if Usher is going to have a slow fade out. Like if he's just going to disappear. But it'd be because they know what he did. I don't know if he's going to get immunity. Whatever. We can look into it separately if you want. I don't know. I really don't like Usher because it's kind of pissing me off. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here, besties. Love you guys so much. Hopefully I'll see you this week sometime. But if not, don't forget that I have playlists full of hundreds of videos. So maybe you haven't seen those. So go check those out. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to smash the subscribe.